of the other person. That's not biblical love. No matter how you want to try to twist it, you end up having to overthrow the biblical definition of love to make a statement like this. So I get to that point and I go, well, that's, I'm very thankful this person is against abortion. But there is a fundamentally compromised worldview involved in this kind of a statement that then continues on the rest of the article as well. So again, I don't, people were there were some people on Twitter basically saying, well, you just need to read everything this person has ever read or has ever written on this subject. I'm sorry, I've got a few other things to be doing. There are actually a few people in this audience that appreciate the fact that I read stuff that you don't want to have to read and then explain it and go on from there. So, but what did concern me was this type of language, and I cannot make a judgment on the accuracy of the Pulpit and Pen article here, because until yesterday I had never heard of this person. But as I started reading through this, then was it this morning or was it last night? Bob Gagnon also wrote on the Swallow Prior issue this morning, but he also wrote on what happened about Julie Rogers at Wheaton, which is very, very directly related to this, because if you read an update on the gay debate, evolving ideas, untidy stories, and hopes for the church on julierogers.wordpress.com, she has left Wheaton, but basically, let me just read you 2 paragraphs. Though I've been slow to admit it to myself, I've quietly supported same-sex relationships for a while now. This is evident while she was still working at Wheaton. When friends have chosen to lay their lives down for their partners, I've celebrated their commitment to one another and supported them as they've lost so many Christian friends they loved. Julie, they are not laying their lives down for someone else. There is the Eitzer Kenegdo, the correspondence that is necessary to. Now, if you want to talk about the love that one man can have for another on the battlefield in laying your life down for someone else, that's one thing. That's never, ever been marriage. And it will never be marriage. It's a great form of love. It's wonderful. But it's not marriage. It's not a picture of Christ in the church. It's not an Eitzer Connecto. It does not produce life. It may save one life by sacrificing another. Totally different context. Totally different context. When young people have angst at me about the gay debate, I've just told them to follow Jesus, to seek to honor him with their sexuality and love others well. That wasn't Jesus' answer. That wasn't Jesus' answer. Jesus does not leave you to angst. He addressed God's creative purpose. Matthew 19. For some, I imagine they will feel led to commit to lifelong celibacy. For others, I think it will mean laying their lives down for spouses and staying true to that promise to the end. You mean giving in. You mean capitulating. You mean going against Jesus' teaching. Just be honest. See, there's going to be so much of this language so carefully crafted to avoid following Jesus's clear teachings. There is no clear teaching. That's the whole point here. My main hope for all of them is they would grow to love Jesus more, and that it would overflow into a life spent on others. You see, that sounds so wonderful to the millennial generation, but it doesn't have any meaning. Because you don't love Jesus if you disobey him. You don't love... Jesus said something about, if you love me, you will... What's the term? Keep my commandments. While I struggle to understand how to apply Scripture to the marriage debate today. Why? Why? It's not because of a lack of clarity in the Scripture. It's because of a lack of commitment on your part to the Lordship of Christ. It's this gay marriage, commitment of love. Here, Julie Rogers, somebody else. We are going to be buried in this. We are going to be swimming in it, and if you don't have the solid foundation under your feet, you're going to drown. This is the language of our culture, but our culture has stopped honoring language. That's the problem. That's the problem. There's so much more, but I've already... The smell in the studio from the completely destroyed clutch of the program is almost overwhelming. I'm starting to tear up. Really am. We have gone so far with so many topics today. But we sort of came around. Actually, we sort of tied stuff together at the end, didn't we? Because Matthew Vines has been willing to redefine language. And Julie Rogers is redefining language. Now, he's doing it purposefully and knowledgeably. She just may be very, very confused. I don't know. All I'm saying is, folks, you've got to listen to what is being said. Analyze presuppositionally. And stay committed to the fact that God has spoken. And he's spoken with clarity. And we try to help you work with those issues. You're on the dividing line. And that's what we're doing. We'll be back again on Thursday. I don't know what we'll be talking about, because between now and then, who knows what may happen. But we almost went a full, 9 minutes short of a full mega. We'll call it a mega anyways. A mega edition of the dividing line. And who knows, maybe the next time we'll actually have just one topic. Then again, maybe not. We'll see. We'll see you then. Thanks for watching. God bless.